do? Will Ryals, and we back in the room just for you. What's good, guys? Bentley, Sarah, Carnage, what's good? What's good? Carnage trying to trigger everybody with the first comment of the night, huh? Everyone below me is special guest at who party? No party. And everyone below me is a what? A winner? Come on now. Big ups. What's good? What's good with you? People don't feel like they need to or feel like they want to, and I'm not asking people to. But if you want to, you're more than welcome to. I'm never gonna turn it down. What up, Falcons? What up, DD? What's good? What's good? There's a bunch of talking points going on with the Cowboys right now. Quite a few. What it do, Nemo? Stream the game, man versus Luca. Gonna be fired. I thought about it. What's good with you? Listening to shows from the Cowboys front office, shows from other networks, and looking at social media, trying to figure out what we could find about what's going on, because we're hearing multiple things coming out of the Cowboys facility. We're hearing that they want to be in the market for a backup quarterback in the draft. That maybe to be the future of the Cowboys as well. They got Zach Martin obviously retiring. We got also being selectively aggressive from Stephen Jones about free agency and the draft. So what does selectively aggressive mean? And does the Zach Martin retirement possibly make it so that O-line is more of a pick at 12, that they are in the market? You now have to look at that position. That could be the case. Here talks about Odighizuwa contract being talked about. Also with Demarcus Lawrence, there's some talks there. Hold on one second. We'll take your medicine. Dude, you already know I got those fins. They be swimming. What up, Daniel? What up, Nemo? Everybody tuning in. D, Carnage, Bentley, all y'all. Appreciate every one of y'all. Make sure y'all are tapping that like button for your boy, though. But yeah, so and we'll probably talk a little bit about the Cowboys talking about being selectively aggressive in the draft and free agency, and the facts that they have actively stated that quarterback is a position that they are looking at in this upcoming draft. I see that being a day 3 option. I'm going to listen to the interview with Stephen Jones that he did have. I'm going to listen to that as well. See what he actually had to say in full. So we're going to be getting into it here in just a second. Micah, no, chill time, baby. Get your tablet. Look, come on. Everything from the Cowboys front office translates to. In a lot of cases, it does. I go more by what the the beat writers have to say in their interviews in different shows, and the people that are surrounding it, because they're the ones that are going to give more of the truth, and well, I guess it's their truth in that matter of how to really interpret what you hear from the front office, because they say some of the darndest things coming out of the Joneses' mouths. So it's just absolutely crazy what they say. But yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna pull up this interview here. There we go. See if I can't listen to it here. I got a notification on Facebook about copyrighted content. I don't know what that means because I don't really post anything on Facebook. I think it's a spam because I got like 2 spam messages right before it. So oh yeah. Talking about a squirrel. No. It says Mark Holmes says Cowboys just made huge changes. What those mean, I don't know. We'll figure it out here. Yes, sir. What it do, Steve? No, why would I, Nemo, you're a fool, bro. Why would I do anything of the such to better my team? We have no backup. And actually, from what I heard watching the Selectively Aggressive podcast that's put out by Dallas Cowboys, who has who's on this show? Man, I can't name his name. It's got Patrick Nosey Walker. It's got Kyle Yeomans. And man, the player, I can't think of this player's name off the top of my head. Oh, let me see if it says it in the description. Yeah, it's going to. Isaiah Stanback. That's who it was. And Isaiah Stanback, they have a Talking Cowboys podcast from the Cowboys main channel. So I watch some of what they say coming out of there. I go listen to a lot of other things. But from what they're saying in that Talking Cowboys podcast, they're talking about that when the Cowboys ownership and stuff met with Trey Lance's management at the end of the season about possibly bringing him back, that they just weren't even interested. I think is that Trey Lance being like, dude, I want to get a chance to play, or because we never really gave him that. We put Cooper Rush out there, even though we brought him over. They obviously, as the Cowboys coaching staff, felt Cooper Rush was better than Trey Lance, so they put him out there. I honestly think that had they gave Trey Lance an opportunity, we could have seen something maybe better than Cooper Rush, or maybe not. We really don't know. Those are questions at that point. Oh, I hear shit's not going to happen. Yeah, the Cowboys got to get a backup quarterback. They don't have one. Trey Lance is... I mean, they could technically bring back Cooper Rush. I don't think that's the option here. I don't think anybody in the building's going for that. I don't know that we're going to do nothing. We're definitely doing more than we did last year. Last year, we did nothing. Like, last year was nothing. This year, we do seem to be talking about being active in the free agency. Will we actually be active in the free agency? Yes, that is still a very wonderful question that we can't answer until it comes. What up, Messi? What it do? I don't want Rodgers in the building. And Rodgers ain't coming in to play backup or... I mean, can you keep him healthy? Why bring in another injury-prone? Because that's the question with Dak Prescott right now. The question the front office has with Dak Prescott is he's had a couple injuries now. Is he now more injury-prone? And we got to bank on kind of getting him to miss a game or two or however. Is that something that we're going to start seeing more regular? That's a valid question that they're having. You can't hear me? How long the mic be cut out for? How long? I mean, yeah, that's a valid argument, Steve. That's a valid argument. I, it just is what it is. He does need to play better in the playoffs, but at the end of the day, it's not 100% on him. He made a lot of the errors, but there's other things that could have helped that game go better. Like having a running game. If you're talking about the Green Bay game, having a running game or being able to stop the defensive running game or the other team's running game, there's a lot there that we definitely needed now. Yeah, I don't know. My other mic must have died. This little charger that I have here must not have actually charged it. The light comes on. People buy their merchandise. Plenty. They buy the merchandise plenty. Yeah, I don't know what I wasn't hearing anything about the Giants were going to be a great team last year. They didn't even talk about the Commanders. They didn't think the Commanders were going to be a good team at the start of this season. Then the season kicked off, and they were. The Eagles proved their point. They were supposed to do what they did, according to the offseason media hype. The Cowboys, we really did kind of what the hype wasn't there for the Cowboys last year, at all. The entire fan base, in my opinion, was upset that the Cowboys weren't doing nothing, and we went into the season expecting damn near nothing because we saw them do nothing. The whole team should be pissed that the ownership ain't doing what they in the past the ownership hasn't done what they need to do to get this to be a winning organization. On the football field, that is. Because anything else, they are winning. And maybe that's how the Jones family thinks. Maybe they think because they're winning in ticket sales. Maybe because they think that they're winning in viewership. Maybe because they think they're winning in merchandise sales, which they are. Maybe that's their form of winning. That's putting money in their pockets. But at the end of the day, do they also not understand that how much more of that they would get had they did actually win something in the playoffs? Yeah, that's just my opinion on that. What up, Todd? What it do? Yeah, they need to change a lot. And they're talking a big game right now. If you listen into what the coaches are saying and what ownership is saying, they're talking different. They are talking different. What that means, we don't know yet. Free agency hits, I think, either the 12th or the 13th. And we'll have free agency. So I'm going to try to find this interview here real quick that I can listen to. Oh no, this is a tape of Jerry Jones' son, Junior Stephen Jones, talking about when he almost worked at Wendy's. I don't care for that. That's old news. All right, here we go. What up, Ivy? What it do? That's good. You want to find it easy. You want to be able to find it easy. Did Addison come down here yet? Addison.
Oh, yeah, since you don't want to come with us.
Do what?
You don't want to come with us.
Addison! You need to come down here. It's after 8:30. What up, DK? What it do? What it do? Welcome, welcome. All right, so I'm going to allow the audio to actually play, not just in my ear. Can I switch it on the screen here? Settings, body, playback, custom, speed, video. Doesn't give me a option with the audio. Just gives me stable volume option. All right. I'm gonna go ahead.
You guys want? What do you make of that process? You know, Will and his
started at the beginning.
First month of the Brian Schottenheimer here have been like, it's been outstanding. I mean, Brian's done a great job. I think he did a great job with the staff.
Can you guys hear the audio?
He was very diligent. And
what up, Wicked?
Went about it. And, he
what it do? What it do?
And, Jerry and I were able to sit in, especially the coordinator interviews. But I think he was very detailed, very went very extensive. I think he had preconceived ideas. He let the best guys, get the jobs. Yeah.
He's talking about them having the interviews and talks with Brian Schottenheimer and how they are actually kind of letting Brian Schottenheimer go pick and get the best qualified guys for the job. I believe there is probably still some guidance and some still outside influence and opinion. What up, Dom? What it do? What it do? To what they would allow him to do. But as far as they're saying, they kind of let Shotty pick the guys, based off their merit, credit, and how well they fit the scheme he's trying to build in the offense.
Other than the guys we kept internally and that we held on to, wide open when he started the process.
Yeah, and I don't think, other than like two guys, I think two guys were held over from previous coaching staff, one of them actually being Shotty. But yeah, Nick Swarrenson might have been the other one.
Process, and we picked the best guy.
Or no, Darian Thompson was one of them.
Is that as much learning new schemes or getting a bond between all sides of the ball? Well, I think all of the above. I mean, they're going to be working together and then also looking at players. I mean, this is important, for us to get to know them even better, the new guys, Will and his staff, and Jerry and myself, working with Coach Schottenheimer and his staff. I think it's really important.
So yeah, there it kind of was in his own words. He's we let him go pick. He gets to go pick his own coaches, yeah. But they got to work with us. That was the line. Let me replay that. That was definitely what that meant to me. Let me go back a few seconds here.
How we went about it, he led that process, and
he led the process.
Able to sit in, especially the coordinator interviews. But I think he was very detailed, very went very extensive. I don't think he had preconceived ideas. He let the best guys, get the jobs.
He's saying that Brian did an extensive interviewing process. What up, all sides? That he did an extensive interviewing and researching process and went in there with an unbiased mind and actually went and picked the best guys for the job as far as his under coaches. But then,
guys we kept internally.
Other than the guys we kept internally.
Wide open when he started the process.
Wide open, because that was, that's one of the first times since the 90s that we've had that big of a turnover on coaching roster, like the coaching roster. We normally keep coaches. Normally have a lot of holdover coaches. We'll bring in like one coach and one little group. He'll bring like two or three of his other, team group coaches. But other than that, we've always made the coaches we bring in kind of work with the other coaches that we have, because we weren't changing that. This time we got to change all of it. It was wide open, like he said. But
your staff is here the whole week. Is that as much learning new schemes or getting a bond between all sides of the ball? Well, I think all of the above. I mean, they're going to be working together and then also looking at players. I mean, this is important.
He says, the guy that asked the question, he says, what's more important, the building the relationships or learning the schemes? And he says, I think both of them, but especially the relationships with us, because he's going to be working with us. So, and that meant, like, what does he mean by working with us? How much us is going to be persuade in their football decisions when it comes to game day? How much impact is that going to have? Because that's where we've been concerned for the most part. Yeah, Ivy, you got to stop posting the same thing over and over again, brother. We don't try to do timeouts, but that becomes spam. I mean, I get that you're not doing it like 1-1-1-1-1 or anything like that, but just if you can be shadow realm chilling, and if you find a conversation that fits what you want to talk about, then talk about it, but don't just put random stuff out. Alright, sorry about that. I don't think Cowboys are going to win. I don't necessarily think it's so much about who they just put in as the head coach, because the head coach is one piece. As long as he can delegate and manage well and motivate and prepare, the other coaches that we hired are what I would consider very good coaches for what they do. So those coaches are probably coming in with the experience that they have to help guide Shoddy. These coaches are other coaches who have been either offensive or defensive coordinators and have been head coaches even in the league. Some of them have come up from college, which we like, because we like to have a young group come in and help with that. $13 NFL championships. I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all going crazy in here. What up, Sim? What up, Call of Duty? What it do? What it do? Shout out to y'all. All right, I'm going to play this audio some more.
Important, for us to get to know them even better, the new guys. Will and his staff, and Jerry and myself. Working with Coach Schottenheimer and his staff, I think it's really important.
Yeah, we're going to be working with his staff because it's very important. Like, that scares me. Are they going to be working as in working in a supporting role, or are they going to be working as in an influential role? Because I don't want them being influential to Shoddy. I want them to be supportive, because that's the problem with the Cowboys the last 30 years. Is ownership thought that they needed to be the managers. They thought they needed to be influential on how the play on the field went. And they are horrible at that. They are horrible at contracts. They overpay because they wait forever, because they want to play the let it stew in the media. But in the end, all that does is cost them more. Zeke's still one of the highest paid running backs from 2020 or something like that. It's crazy. Bro getting whooped so bad, he trying to get the run. Who's trying to get to me? Oh, if they happen before the Super Bowl era, none of that matters. I mean, I don't count a damn thing before the Super Bowl era. If it didn't happen during the Super Bowl era, it don't count. Ain't nobody care about those. Only people who care about those are the people that have them and their fan base. They hang up in the stadium and get dust. That's all they good for. The mainstream media isn't going to bring them up. What up, shots? What it do, what it do? But yeah, man, I don't count nothing before the Super Bowl era. You got to think the Cowboys came in just before the Super Bowl era. They weren't around in the 30s and 40s and 50s like these other teams. The Cowboys were born in 1960. Unless you want to go back and take Kansas City and turn them into the Cowboys. Because way back then, that's who that was. Till they moved to Kansas City. That's a random place to meet him offsides. That's quite offsides of you to disturb him in his family time. Alright, I'm going to play this audio some more.
As we make some continuity and change on the staff when, Brian runs this combine now for the first time as a head coach in terms of evaluating and looking for what you guys want. What do you make of that process so far and how you feel like everybody is in terms of being on the same page?
Well, I think it's really good. At the end of the day, one of the things we love about Coach Schottenheimer, and of course Mike McCarthy was too, he's a great communicator. And, the most important thing, from a personnel
communication is key.
Definitely.
Communication is key.
Players, they're looking for.
What up, Wicked? What it do?
I
know I missed you earlier.
That's the utmost importance and big reason why all of them are here is we want to understand, what type of players, fit best theoretically in their scheme and what we're looking for when we get ready to draft this spring. So, that's the most important thing.
Cowboys are an NFL team. They're an NFL team. And they weren't born until 1960. It was like 6 years before the merger. I think the NFL merger was 66 when the Super Bowl era started. 65 or 66. And, oh, I hear you, bro. I was just giving you crap anyway. I was giving you crap offsides. I was just messing with you, bro. Did you guys see Grunt Mike come out? That would be a shame. Let that man retire in peace. There ain't no reason for that man to come back. At least I don't think so. That would be crazy, Sarah. Exactly. Like, way before our time. If it was before the Cowboys were established, it don't count. Football didn't start becoming football until 1960 when the Cowboys came about. Anything before that was just an exhibition league after college. College was the NFL back then. Turn 16. Well, shout out to you, offsides. That's what's up, brother. Wicked. You a fool, brother. Wicked the G. North Nebraska. Probably from Nebraska. You crazy. Huskers fan. Actually, before you. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yes, sir, Messi. All right, I'm going to get the audio back on.
But, at the end of the day, as long as we can have that communication and understand what we're looking for, I think we could continue to have successful drafts, and I have no doubt that'll happen.
Is there
Do you want to get Micah done sooner rather than later? Based, you got CD done in August to get it backed up.
That's the question I want. When is Micah's deal going to get signed? Like, sign that right now. Sign that mother effer right now. No reason not to.
Right before the season started. Is there an effort to get that done earlier than you've gotten these other ones done? Yeah, I mean, there's always extenuating circumstances, to these things. And, every contract negotiation is different.
Man, that answer is not promising. That answer is disappointing. That sounds like business as usual. We're going to extend it out. We're going to make sure the media gets to stew on it for a month. And then we'll actually talk to him. And then another month later, we'll then go ahead and let the contract signing get done. After other people have already gotten their contracts. And now we got to pay $5 or $6 million more a year. Crazy. We could get him signed right now for $35 million, I bet. But they ain't going to do it. They're going to wait until training camp. And then he's going to cost us $41 million. Watch. And Micah's saying, sign me early. I'll take less. Sign me early. I'll take less. Sign that mother right now. They should have signed his ass last year.
I mean, CD, there were still other receivers that were trying to get their deal.
Yeah, they messed up with CD. They wanted to wait until the other contracts were done first.
Done, and someone still ain't got those deals done, as we all know. Dak's deal was, we were working on that, and Dak was in, and didn't really affect anything in terms of, what we were doing. He was practicing every day and working hard, and as you know, he's not distracted by things like that. So, the CD deal was just...
This went from asking how quick they could get the Micah Parsons done to him talking about the deals that he already has done. We don't care about those. Those are already done. They're over. We want to know, are you going to sign Micah's ass now, or are you going to wait and have to pay more?
It's different, and we'll just see how Micah's deal goes. I don't...
We'll see how Micah's deal goes. Come on.
Necessarily know that there's a lot of, extenuating situations out there that would precede us from being able to get our hands around something with Micah, but we'll see. When he says he'd like to see you guys be aggressive, do you and Jerry hear that?
Micah has literally given them the leverage, and they're fiddling with it. He literally gave them the leverage. Literally said in an interview, I will take less money to stay here and help put better pieces around us. Get me done soon. Get me done now. He just wants it done. But what they're going to do is they're going to keep prolonging it. What up, Toxic? They're going to, what it do. They're going to keep prolonging it and prolonging it. These other defensive linebackers and edge rushers are going to get signed and get their contracts. Therefore, the price is going to rise. And Micah said he would take a cheaper deal early. He said he didn't want to be paid at the top of the market. But sign me early. What up, Trace? Ooh, excuse me. What it do? What it do? But, man, it sounds like business as usual coming out of the Stephen Jones' mouth right here. All other previous conversations I've heard about the team building have been good. But this contract crap, I don't like what I hear about the contracts. To me, they are horrible with them. They need to delegate that job to a real GM because they have no idea what the hell they're doing. And that's apparent to us fans as broad day.
Like in how you attack free agency and looking to add players? No, I mean, we're going to be selectively aggressive out here. I mean, we will. There
it is. There's that word. Micah said, he said, all right. Let go of my shoes. The reporter asked Is getting it done early with Micah and cheap, or waiting late and having to pay more, gonna cost you more and have an effect on you in free agency, being able to pick up more pieces? And he said, nah, certainly we're gonna be selectively aggressive in free agency and the draft. What the hell does selectively aggressive? How can you be aggressive and then put the word selectively next to it? What about aggressive is selectively? Where did... That's not a mating combination that I want to hear. What up, East? What it do? What it do? I hear you. Yeah, you with your birds nonsense. What it do? Hey, Sarah been working for that. But I'm gonna get back into the audio here.
Obviously, our goals historically.
Shout out Mark Holmes. This is his video. She's right there.
Many of your must-and needs before the draft, so you can pick best player on your board.
Oh, guys.
Didn't get that totally accomplished last year, but certainly that's always the goal. And every year's different in terms of. And then you also.
Man, I am done, chat. You guys should have told me that background noise was back. Is that background noise that I got rid of with the microphones? Did that not play in the early part of this video? Because I didn't have the microphones plugged in at all. I was playing through the microphone on the phone itself. And I didn't even realize it till just now. So, did that background noise just cut out, or has it not been there? Because normally without these, there's a background noise that's obnoxious. Steve's got an ownership meeting over here with the channel owner. Me. I'm just messing. Wait, who's talking about KC? I agree, Nemo. What up, JF? What it do? What it do? All right, we're gonna play the audio some more.
Have to marry up what's in free agency versus where the draft is heavy, where we can help ourselves in the draft. You guys have always said that keeping your own is the most important part of free agency. With a guy like Osa,
I would love to see the Cowboys' actual draft board and their actual grading board to see where they have each player ranked and where they would like to take them. I want to see their big board.
Where things stand with him and your willingness to want to keep him. Yeah, we're certainly working with him right now, working with his agent. Have had productive talks, and we'll see where we end up this week. Is franchise tag a possibility? Yeah, I'm not going to get in where things stand with him and
I missed this guy
last year, but certainly that's always the goal. And every year,
who are they talking about here?
In terms of what those must and needs are. And then you also, have to marry up what's in free agency versus where the draft is heavy, where we can help ourselves in the draft. You guys have always said that keeping your own is the most important part of free agency. With a guy like Osa, where do things stand with him? And
I think Osa's a hard one. A lot of people are willing to let him walk, from what I'm hearing. What up, Super Cowboy? What up, Mr. Beast? Got deleted. Toxic, you're a fool, bro. Toxic, he put you out for the whole day. Hey, come on now. Steve, stop timing people out like that, bro. We don't do the 24 hours. Come on, man. They just messing. I gotta find a way if I can go unban them for the day. Hold on. See if I can find a way to reverse that. Yeah, we don't do that. Why are you banning people for the whole day? Alright, Content community. Sir. Well, I mean, it's because they were talking. They were messing with him. But yeah, it didn't need to be. They didn't need to be timed out for the day. I'm gonna try to see if I'm gonna see if I can reverse it. I'm gonna see if I can reverse it. See if there's a way here. Oh, I'm in the wrong. Hold on. Let me try to do it from my phone real quick. You feel lucky, punk. Dan Campbell owns Lambeau Field. I heard you say that earlier. What up, Shy Guy? What it do? What it do? Nah, bro. You can worry about yours, and go scratch them if you need to, but that ain't what we about, brother. Switch account. Alright, go on this account. Let's see if I can reverse these timeouts. I don't know that I can. I've never seen anything to be able to do it. I know I can reverse bans, but can I reverse timeouts? Which account? I thought I just switched account. Alright, yeah, I'm on my other account. Cool. They were just talking crap. They were just talking crap. But we should be able to put up with that a little bit. It ain't never anything personal. All right, let's see. New channel. Go to studio. Now it's kind of taking a little bit of the time from the video. In that cap and really. Okay. Go rule the world, brother. Go rule the world. If that's what you want to do. Settings. See if it'll let me. See if it'll let me. Hopefully it will. Hopefully it'll let me. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, we try not to time people out. We try not to time people out in here because it gets wild once timeouts start flying. Channel. Creator. Community moderation. What? Yeah, those are from the place we were at the other day. Oh, come on. I don't know that it's going to let me block words, block links. I subscribe and redirect my content. All channels created. I don't think I can, guys. I don't think I can untime out a 24-hour timeout. Let me see if I can go up to their name and tap on it. Message delay, community default, blocked words. I'm not looking for blocked words. Live chat on. Yeah, that stinks. Well, sorry, Steel. Sorry, Beast. Yeah, it's ripped. It got ripped. It's okay, little Bubba. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, but Steve, we try not to do timeouts like that, man. We try not to. We try to let people talk. Everybody in here likes to talk a little trash, and that's all right. At the end of the day, none of us are to take it personal. None of us are to let it get you to the point where it's actually upsetting you. You just talk your trash back or ignore it, however you want to go about it. But yeah, we can't be just timing them out. We want people to come in and join the channel. When you start timing people out, people want to disappear. Everybody has. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at Steve. I just want him to know we try to stay away from that. What up, Alexis? What it do? Porter, what it do? What it do?
She got it.
Yeah. All right, come on.
My phone.
Huh?
My.
Yeah, your phone. You got your tablet right now. You want your phone? Huh?
Right.
All right. Well, come on. Watch your stuff. Where'd your cup go? Yeah, they are. I'm sure they are. What up, Bay Area? What it do? What it do? All right. Well, we're gonna get back into this. Try to get back on track here. I know we got a little sidetracked here. So I kind of wasted about 5-10 minutes of the stream. But yeah, let's get back into this.
Yeah, we're certainly working with him right now. Working with his agent. Have had productive talks, and we'll see where we end up this week. Is franchise tag a possibility? Yeah, I'm not going to get into the details. Obviously, franchise and
they talking about franchise tagging possibly Osa Odighizuwa. There's a transition tag, and I think it's like 18 million. And then there's the franchise tag, and it's like 24 million. I think they're gonna probably transition tag him if they tag him. But all that does is put like a bottom starting point for any of the newer buyers that might want to come and take him. So that's not really putting a big reserve on him, as he is one of the higher free agencies for D tackle position going into the free agency.
Transition tags, those are all tools that are used, but getting into that right now. We're focusing right now on Osa, trying to get a deal done. Did he just say this week? Doing obviously your entire evaluation strategy. Yeah. When you come to combine events like these, things staying with him, and your willingness.
Mark Holmes thinks he heard that he said something about this week. Let me see. Replay it.
So want to keep him. Yeah, we're certainly working with him right now. Working with his agent. Have had productive talks, and we'll see where we end up this week.
Am I putting it over you or?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into the details. Obviously, franchise and transition tags, those are all tools that are used, but getting into that right now. We're focusing right now on Osa, trying to get a deal done. Did he just say this week? Doing obviously your entire evaluation strategy.
There you go.
When you come to combine events like these, these players, is there something that whether it be you or your staff kind of just players say or do something that impresses you, and maybe they move up and down the board because of it? Yeah, I mean, anytime you get to know a player, they can, they can be influential in a good way, and they can also do some things. I don't know about that after all, but that's part of getting to know guys, and part of the overall process, evaluation process. It's something we embrace, and that's why we think it's really important, not only for our scouts to be involved in these interviews, but our coaches as well.
All right.
With the back and forth.
What up, T-Mac? What it do? What it do?
Said to David that when you're paying Dak.
You're saying y'all came after who's y'all, Steve? You're saying y'all came after who? He timed you out? When did he time you out, Nemo? Yeah, I think Sarah would be better. Yeah, Steel can't get moderator. He pushes the boundary with his trash talk too much. until I see a change in that. Eh. Y'all going crazy in here. Right? Yeah, we can just push past it. What up, James? What it do? What it do? What up, Trace? Yeah, that happens. But it's just got to be earned, not given.
The kind of money you're paying him, it's hard to pay the backup a lot of money. Does his injury history or lately impact that at all to make
Yeah,
you think
Sarah's
maybe
probably
you do need
next on
more
the
of
list. What up,
like
Brax?
a Cooper to remain or a solid guy?
Yeah, I mean, we'll evaluate the whole situation. I mean, you're always wanting to have a young guy coming. That's always a preference. And
That's
certainly
crazy.
something we'll
I
look
could
at
see
in
him
the
going to
draft.
the Raiders.
To see if there's a young guy to start bringing along again. Obviously, we were focused on Trey there when we traded for him, and he was our young guy, if you will, that we were bringing along. But all of those are things that we'll
He ain't
start
going
to
to the
evaluate
Eagles.
with this draft. Coach Schottenheimer was Coach Shimko and Clayton in that group. What's available out there, what's going to be in the draft, and make the best decision in terms of what we're going to have behind Dak.
You mentioned Will.
It's been fantastic.
So there he was talking about where they're possibly looking in the market for a QB to be a backup behind Dak.
Impact that at all to make you think maybe you do need more of a like a Cooper to remain or a solid guy?
Yeah, I mean, we'll evaluate.
I mean, he's not in here right now, anyways.
Want to have a young guy coming. That's always a preference. And
I think he
that's
kind of
something
shadow
we'll look at
realmed
in the
himself
draft
for
is,
right now.
To see if there's a young guy to start bringing along again. Obviously, we were focused on Trey there when we traded for him, and he was our young guy, if you will, that we were bringing along. But all of those are things that we'll, start to evaluate with this draft. Coach
Yeah, Messi, but I'm not going to judge anybody off of one thing.
Clayton in that group, what's
Yeah,
available.
that's the
out
only
there,
thing that I have
what's
ever
gonna be in the
disagreed
draft,
with him with.
Make the best.
What up, M2?
decision in terms of
What up, Elliot? What it do? What it do? Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in.
How important is he to what you guys do?
It's one incident.
I mean, I'd like to think one of the better things we've done around here is player acquisition. I think we've had good rosters. I think we've drafted well. I think Jerry and I's.
There's been many times where people have done things
it's been fantastic.
one time, and I haven't gotten them out of my like. I'm not going to judge somebody based off of one thing.
Our evaluation system, communication with the coaches has been outstanding, and I don't expect any of that to change. Obviously, Will's a huge part of that.
And you see with the Eagles in your division winning a Super Bowl for the second time in 8 years, being in the Super Bowl 3 times in 8 years, how much does that drive and influence you guys at all to want to get past 7 and 10?
I'm not shunning.
You just have to
someone for one thing.
For
what up, Alexis? What it do? What it do?
Obviously, we get criticized, and rightfully so, for lack of success in the postseason, and then of course certainly weren't pleased with our season this year. We had some challenges, from an injury standpoint, but Jerry likes to say the world's smallest violin there. I mean, that's part of our game. People have injuries. I was just talking with John. He had the same situation in San Francisco. So, that's just part of it. But certainly, we're always looking for ways to be better. And what we've done recently with our lack of playoff success, and certainly this year, we certainly understand that and know that we have to, for getting
He's
that done.
talking about here where
obviously we get.
Let me rewind it.
It's been fantastic. I think our relationship and how we designed our evaluation system Communication with the coaches has been outstanding, and I don't expect any of that to change. Obviously, Will's a huge part of that.
And you see with the Eagles in your division winning a Super Bowl for the second time in 8 years, being in the Super Bowl 3 times in 8 years, how much does that drive and influence you guys at all to want to get past 7 and 10?
Yeah, you just have to, obviously, much respect for them for getting that done.
It doesn't affect him at all. I could tell by the look on his face that Stephen Jones doesn't care that the Eagles did it their way and made it to Super Bowl. They are so stuck on their way and thinking it's going to work for them, even though 30 years has dictated that it won't. It's crazy.
Done. Obviously, we get criticized, and rightfully so, for lack of.
Yeah, we're going to criticize the crap out of you because you guys have had garbage performance as a GM. Let somebody else delegate that role to somebody that is better at the job than you guys. Anyone in the Jones family. I don't want none of y'all being the GM of the Cowboys. Delegate that role to somebody that knows how to do it, because y'all don't.
Success in the postseason.
And I'm not telling y'all to go sell the team, but go worry about sales. Go worry about marketing. Go do your interview, but just stop worrying about football operations. When it comes to what players are playing on game day, any of the game plan, y'all stay out of that. Like, that's what y'all need to do. Stay out of that. Trust the coaches you hire. Delegate them to perform their jobs. And let's see how it goes. If it don't work, you fire them. Get new ones. Come on. It's not complicated.
And then, of course,
what up, Trent? What it do? What it do?
Season this year, we had some challenges, from an injury standpoint. But Jerry likes to say the world's smallest violin there. I mean, that's part of our game.
No, yeah, Nemo. They were both innocent. They were just talking trash.
I was just talking with John. He had the same situation in San Francisco.
I didn't want either of them timed out.
That's just part of it. But certainly, we're always looking for ways to be better. And what we've
Same
done,
as I don't want Steve gone.
Recently, with our lack of playoff success, and certainly this year, we certainly understand that.
I've had to talk to many moderators,
continue to look
throughout the journey of this channel, and I haven't canceled. I don't cancel people. I don't give up or quit on people.
Find another Zach Martin.
No, you don't. Find Hall of Famers on the corner. But he's a special man. Yeah, and not just, at the end of the day, it's not a total surprise. I mean, we communicate with our guys, and so that wasn't something that we looked up and said, well, that's a shocker. I mean, we kind of saw it coming, but, Zach's had an amazing career, and you just don't replace, he's certainly a great player on the field, but, his leadership and the man he was off the field was a huge part of what he was.
This interview is crazy. You could tell by his facial expressions and a lot of this that, like, he's unfazed by so much of what happened last year. Who's Nick Nurse? Is there someone in here with that name? Or are you just saying that? You fool, bro. You a fool if you just saying that. It's stepping up pretty good. So I think we're gonna be all right at center. What up, Alyssa? What it do? What it do? Shout out to you, girl. I think this interview
in that offensive line room, and for our team in terms of being a special individual.
Still got a couple more minutes.
Demarcus, and he's facing maybe a similar situation.
Got like 3 or 4 more
what have
minutes.
The discussions been like with him?
Yeah, we'll
talk about Micah Parsons
this
now.
week. I mean, I don't want to get out in front or assume anything one way or the other. With D-Law, I'm sure, he can speak to that. That's what we like to leave it. Just as Zach spoke for himself on, when he was going to retire, we'll have the same respect for Demarcus Lawrence.
So talking about Demarcus Lawrence on whether they think that he might retire or not, they said that they're not going to make a statement on that. They're going to let him decide on whether he wants to, just like they did with Zach Martin. Man, we good. We good. I didn't see anybody with that name, though. What up, Billy? I just saw you. I ain't see nobody with that name. Or are you just calling everybody in the chat? What it do, everybody? All right, we got a couple more minutes of this interview, and then we'll move on past it. Right now, they're talking about Micah Parsons, Demarcus Lawrence, and such.
Lawrence and have I'm not aware of anything right now other than that he's.
From what I've heard, Demarcus Lawrence has told Clarence Hill that he wants to play, that he ain't done. And if we can get him back on under $5 million a year, take it. $5 million or under a year, take it. Bring him back. Otherwise, let him go. Because I don't think he's going to define a whole bunch in free agency anyways. Demarcus Lawrence, that is. He's been around for a while, and he's getting injury prone, or he is injury prone.
Blank.
Stephen didn't want to Cowboys talk. No, go ahead. The competition committee, I'm working on a story. I don't know, maybe it's boring or not. I don't know. But I think when you have all these rules proposed, whether it's by you guys or concepts or teams proposed, I wonder what's the hardest part of it, going from that conceptualization to getting other teams on board and getting a rule passed, whether it's rule or financial stuff you deal that gets dealt with by the owners.
That's a good question. I mean, at the end of the day, you have our staff, which is just outstanding, at the league level, that are monitoring and keeping all the members of the competition committee abreast on things that should be looked at. And so you have that process, and then that's the most valuable thing about being in a league with 31 others, the clubs. They certainly see things, and they bring things to our attention that are usually well thought out. But sometimes there's, the old term unintended consequences, that we have to look at as a committee. So most of the time, those teams understand it.
He didn't do the air
for some reason, something they present, or a lot of times things they present don't actually go in, to a rule or a bylaw or whatever that may be. But we certainly welcome, and we pay a lot of attention to any suggestions that come from the teams.
What about building consensus is a hard thing?
Yes.
32 teams. How do you bridge those gaps?
I think it's just sitting in a room and talking through it. I mean, it starts, with the hours that the competition committee puts in on it. Mm-hmm. And if, normally if we can't build a consensus in there, then it's going to be even more difficult to do it on the floor. But, I give the league, credit. I think most teams respect, the time and the effort that the staff puts in and the competition.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to wrap that interview up a little early. It's talking about the committee, NFL players committee, and all this other crap. We don't care about any of that. Shout out Mark Holmes and Dallas Cowboys for that interview. I don't own the rights to that content. It's copyright claim, but we're going to do the disclaimer for fair use. Mark Holmes also just posted this other video that I want to see what he's talking about. That's Cowboys are doing what everybody told them to do. Is this clickbait? I don't know. Is it factual? I don't know. We'll see. It could go either way. But shout out Mark Holmes.
What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you.
Let's get past this.
Let's go back a little bit here. Because this story, see, doing what good teams do. And this is shocking to say, or at least at the moment. Thus far, the Cowboys are actually doing what good teams do. And this is shocking to say the least.
Oh, shit.
No. I don't think you understand. All right, let's go through here. Let's start the story because, see,
I think he's really just mirror imaging what I was just saying a little bit ago about that the Cowboys are literally talking differently this year. the way they are going about, other than the coaching contracts and the players, that seems to be business as usual. But the way they're talking about how they're going about this year, so far it has sounded and looked different to me. And apparently, same thing with him, I guess. He just dropped this about, I guess it says an hour ago now.
Conjecture. It's when you try and put everything together and come out with an outcome. Let's go back a little bit here, because this is it's all relevant.
Exactly. We ain't even talking about Dak, Demo. What are you talking about? Who's talking about Dak? Tua is soft. He's just way too prone to getting concussions. I think he needs to think about the health of him with his family. I think everybody in here has been retaliative. All right, yeah, but Steve's only done this one time. Yeah, you could say 2 timeouts, but this is one stream. Steve has never given any other problems. And I have had to have conversations with other moderators previous to this. Steve isn't the first one, and I haven't deleted any of them. For those reasons, I haven't deleted any of them. I'm not just gonna ban somebody out the room. It's 20. It's a day. It's one stream that they're missing, which is literally this stream. Unless we get breaking news tomorrow, I don't stream tomorrow anyways. So it's only this stream that is getting missed out on. And it's not even that big of a deal. But I wanted it done? No. Steve was obviously in here to hear me talk, even though he wasn't typing. Whether he's in here now or not, I'm sure. And I'm gonna confirm those sentiments next time I see him in here. I'm gonna make sure we talk about it and have that conversation. But I'm not mad at Steve for it. I'm not going to hold a grudge against somebody because they timed somebody out for 24 hours. When there's been people that have jokingly timed people out for 24 hours, it was unnecessary. And I had to have a conversation back then with them. So this isn't the first time this has happened. It may not be the last. So it's not going to be the first time I've had this conversation with someone. And those people are still here. I'm not going to change that narrative just because I'm talking to a different person. I mean, if I have to have the conversation with you, Carnage, and then you continue to do it after, then I'm gonna take away the mods. I give you the one mess up. If it happens again, I will take away the mods. I'm not good. That doesn't mean I'll kick you out the channel. I'm not gonna kick anybody out the channel. There's only been one person ever kicked out the channel. If you call that a sacrifice. But all right, I'm going to get back into this real quick, see what he was talking about.
When we went to AT&T Stadium, see the Cowboys play. No, the Cowboys never draft to complement. They only draft to replace. What do you mean by that? Think about it last year. Biotis goes in free agency. Tyron Smith goes in free agency.
Yeah, they need a lot,
Dante
James.
Fowler and
That ain't
Dorrance
no lie,
Armstrong
brother.
go in free agency. So what did the Cowboys do? They drafted Tyler Guyton to be the starting left tackle. They drafted Cooper Beebe to be a starting guard. They brought in Marshawn Nealon to go with Sam Williams to replace Dante Fowler and Dorrance Armstrong. We didn't draft anybody to make us better. We were hoping that the guys that we drafted and put in would at least be as good as the people that they replaced, or at least not tremendously worse. We didn't do anything to get better. Okay, you see where I'm going with that, right?
Yes, Sarah.
Okay, let's fast forward to now.
But
This
only
time
by
last
managing
year,
mods.
what were we doing?
I can time out.
We were talking about going all in. We're all in.
Yeah, I
Terry
can,
Jones
Wicked.
said.
I've
Okay.
done it. I've timed
And did
Nemo out
nothing.
a few times.
Including with our own free agents.
Messing with him.
We let everybody walk.
Because he was talking about trying to time me
We did
out.
at least
Oh, you can't time me out. No, I
get
didn't.
salaries squared away so
But
we
it was
could
like
at
a
least
10-second
get
timeout.
only the salary cap. And we were the very last team to sign a free agent, and it was our long snapper. We were the last team, and the move we made was signing our long snapper.
So Pat can time out.
We did bring in Eric Kendricks, who a guy
Pat's the only
back.
moderator
We brought back
that's
Zeke.
in the chat besides
was a
myself
disaster.
that can time out other moderators.
This year,
Exactly, yeah.
here's what we got. We got Stephen Jones talking about selectively aggressive. Still not sure exactly what that means, but we're going to be selectively aggressive. Okay. They admit that they're working on
I've known
Osa
Pat for 5
Odighizuwa's
years, and he
contract,
didn't get that managing
which
moderator
is
until
one of
after
our players
5
that
years.
typically they get good,
Pat's the OG of the
and they're going
chat.
to fly the coop and get paid elsewhere.
Pat's day one.
Then we
of
talk
the
about
chat.
getting
He was
Micah
probably
Parsons
the first
signed,
subscriber.
which will give us more cap space. Okay,
Pat's been around. I've been with
that's
Pat.
a good start.
Pat's been in the chat since before
And then
there
we're
was a
talking
chat.
about bringing back Rico, where last year we let Tony Pollard go.
All right, so yeah, that he was just kind of saying the same thing that I was saying with what Mark Holmes is saying over there about the Cowboys sound different this year. That just sounds different, and I agree. Hopefully, it'll look different once free agency hits, because that's what's going to really matter. Don't make me do it, Carnage. Don't make me do it. Steve does help and give advice on the channel, though. Steve is someone who has messaged me, and we've had conversations. So has Wicked. If I'm not mistaken, I think Wicked has too. Nobody's getting a promotion past. Nobody right now is getting a managing mod. No, that Pat's the only one. To manage the chat, to manage how the chat works, you guys don't have to have more than the standard moderator. I don't need moderators arguing with each other and timing each other out for the fun of it. That we don't need. Then y'all are not working on the chat. Y'all are messing with each other. I'm messy. You fool. You gonna protest the channel? All right, I'm gonna get my clip in. There it is. Talk to HR about that, Roy. I am HR. I guess you could call Pat HR. You can call Pat HR, and he's not here, so he would be unbiased to the situation because he didn't see it unfold. He can't take either side. He just have to listen to each side and be like, "Oh, that's what I think." So Pat would be the perfect one for that at this point, because he wasn't here to witness it. Yes, ma'am, Sarah. Yes, ma'am. Let him know. Let him know, girl. All right, I'm gonna scroll through Twitter real quick. The X feed. What up, Stardashian? What it do? Cavaliers won their game. That's dope, James. Yeah, that's kind of backwards. They tell you not to gamble, but then they have an advertisement above their name. Gamble here now. Like, how you gonna tell me not to gamble, but then you support it? Is that brand gonna reprimand you for going against them? Cowboys top coaching candidates. We already went through all this. Why are they even like? What is that's an old ass post? Why am I even seeing that? Terrence Parsons Jr. Uh, Skip Bayless posted a video. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna actually play it. It's on X. Let me pause this other video. All right. I'm gonna pause this other video so that I can play this. Hold up. Where'd it go? Oh, I clicked it too far. Now it's gone. I'm sure y'all saw it. It's Clip Bayless saying he is now an Eagles fan. Thank you guys. Thank you, Eagles. Thank you guys for taking Skip Bayless. I'm just gonna give you guys a round of applause for that. Please keep him. Please keep him. We don't want him being a Cowboy fan. Or at least I sure the hell don't. That Carnage is a fake ass Cowboy fan. Skip Bayless is a fake ass Cowboy fan. Big time. Teams are view the Eagles as a real threat. So, hey, there is something there for the Eagles. Here's something for the Eagles. It says Victor Williams. ESPN Jeremy Fowler says teams view the Eagles as a real threat to acquire Myles Garrett this offseason because Josh Sweat is likely to move on. Eagles reportedly do not want to see Myles Garrett go to the Commanders and would step in to prevent that deal from happening, is what they're saying. The Eagles would step in to prevent Myles Garrett from going to Washington. How are you going to prevent it? You're going to offer him more money? What if he just still wants to go there and decides that he's going there? You guys going to be like, no, we're going to tie you up and lock you in a closet. We're preventing this. Clarence Hill Jr., he comments, Jerry Jones better do something. I agree. By far. Go get Myles Garrett and don't let him go to either of the opposing teams. All right, Sarah, you out? Didi, you out? All right, y'all have a blessed night. Sorry if y'all already left before I got in there and let you know. Yeah, he wants to go to a contender, but him and Micah Parsons, you can't stop that. How are you going to stop him and Micah Parsons? You can only double team one of them. If we have a halfway decent DT, any O-line is in trouble. He makes a team to pair him with Micah Parsons that they're going to be competitive enough to be in competition. Yeah, that's what they said. They said that the ESPN Jeremy Fowler says teams are viewing the Eagles as a threat to acquire Myles Garrett this offseason because Josh Sweat is likely to move on. Those are two different caliber of players, though. Josh Sweat is not even close to a Myles Garrett. But it says Eagles reportedly, so the Eagles reported that they do not want to see Garrett go to the Commanders. And they would step in to prevent that deal from happening. That's diabolical. That's diabolical. But what if the Cowboys take him? This says nothing about that other than Clarence Hill saying Jerry Jones better do something. And I agree with those settlements. What up, Taylor? What it do? What it do? Shout outs to you, my brother. Oh, of course. Of course. And I'm sure Myles Garrett is weighing his options out heavily. He's the cream of the crop in the draft right now. I mean, in the free agency. What up, Jalen? What it do? What it do? There's a lot of teams saying that, Jalen. There's definitely a lot of them. The Cowboys have talked about it. The Eagles have talked about it. The Redskins have talked about it. But I've heard about the Raiders talking about it. All right, what are you doing? I'm going to take it down if you're standing up. Two more likes. Oh, yeah, and it hits 30 bones. Hell yeah, we're almost at 30. It's crazy. Oh, there's that Skip Bayless clip that I was trying to show. Skip Bayless's new team. I'm happy for him. Hell yeah, that's what's up, Wicked. That's what's up. You out back? All right, brother. Well, you have a blessed night. And stay blessed, brother. Yeah, I'm not the only one with the what is selectively aggressive mean. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, James. That's dope. 20 more and we hit a 50 burger again. I don't know that we're going to hit that tonight. It's been a slightly slower stream. Well, let me pause this audio here. Listen to and see what this has to say. All right, it says Cowboys don't have a cap problem. And if you take the next 2 minutes to read the caption, all right, the Cowboys. All right, let me pause that. The Cowboys' salary cap is not an issue, and Dak Prescott's money isn't either. A 3-minute lead on exactly how. All right, so where can I read the caption? Who they can cut in the process. It don't actually say. It's just clickbait. It ain't clickbait. But yeah, their cap ain't an issue. That's not a false statement. So you going to bed? Good night. Good night. Love you.
I'm not going to bed.
It's 10 o'clock.
Let me finish this real quick.
Finish what?
The video.
What video?
This video.
How long is it?
It has like 4 minutes left.
All right. After that video, 10 o'clock, you're going to bed. You're supposed to already be in bed. Two greatest coaches of all time, Dallas Cowboy history. Obvious. Dallas Cowboys apparently plan to be more aggressive in free agency. Jokes are fair. They invited them with their past behavior. We are at the point where benefit of the doubt has been burned. Time for them to earn our trust back. RJ Achota, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Reporting is the Cowboys want to draft a quarterback. Another report is Quinn Ewers has been working out in DFW with former Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy. So Mike McCarthy is still in DWF? Mike McCarthy is still in town working out with Quinn Ewers, Texas quarterback. That's wild. That's wild to find out. Bold prediction. Sure to be wrong. Quinn Ewers is a Dallas Cowboy by the end of the draft. That is a good possibility. He is going to be a day 3 draft pick. We could very easily have Quinn Ewers be in the backup to Dak Prescott. Yeah, I said it wrong. DFW. My bad. I said it. My brain got like so hyperbolically thinking about why is Mike McCarthy still in Texas? Why is McCarthy still in Texas? He's a Pittsburgh boy. Why is he still in Texas? And why is he training a Texas Longhorns quarterback? Or working out with him before the draft? To me, that's kind of crazy. Is he done looking for a job? Because he didn't get hired by nobody that I saw. I hear you. Messi, I hear you, brother. The Carnage, you're a fool, brother. Man, I got so flabbergasted on why Mike McCarthy is still in Texas. I called it DWF. I didn't even realize I called it that until you said it, Carnage. Yeah, I had to go back and retranslate it in my brain. Like, oh, I did say that, didn't I? Damn. That's dope, James. That's dope, brother.
Go to bed.
You need to go to bed too. Why are you yelling at him?
He's so
Addison.
scared to go to bed by himself.
Addison, mind your business. You're supposed to be up there too.
No, you're not.
It's up top.
He's lying.
That's what he's over there looking for, Addison. Mind your business. You gotta be toxic. Bucks are as good as everyone thinks. Houston will upset someone in the playoffs. Maybe Houston's getting that experience. Well, at least that losing experience in the playoffs. You want to see another shadow around? Y'all be acting some kind of carnage. Cowboys appear to set to move on from Trey Lance. Yeah, like I said, I heard that Trey Lance's team didn't want to sign, didn't even want to have conversations with Dallas. Trying not to tell the Cowboys what to do, but it seems like Micah Parsons' contract isn't being prioritized. No, they're talking about Osa. He should have been the first in line for negotiations. I agree. Shout out Law Nation. 100% agree. Like, why are they worrying about Odighizuwa, a player we might not even keep? Like, you'll get more. Just post some videos, brother. You'll definitely get more. And stay active in this channel, and this community will be back behind you. As long as you stay, especially if you fit in well with them. Team wants to draft a quarterback, which will likely end in Trey Lance's time in Dallas. We know this. Trey Lance's team does not want to sign back with the Cowboys. I disagree, but carry on. Yep, I've been saying that the playoffs are a mental thing for Dak. If he can't overcome whatever it is, he can win it all. I disagree, but carry on. I think there's something to be said for the fact that a lot of Dak's worst moments have come when things are already on the brink. He presses or gets angsty when he can feel it slipping away. Is that him thing or a team thing? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I've been saying that. Like all of Dak's worst moments come when we are already behind. We are already down, and it kind of loads on top of it. He didn't start the problem, but he didn't help it. He stacked on top of it because he presses and tries too hard and then makes mistakes. I think his internal clock starts to hurry himself up, and he's not processing it clearly or processing the defense clearly. So I agree with that wholeheartedly. Clarence Hill says, is selectively aggressive the same as all in? Sounds the same in a way. Good night, love you. Good night, love you. Just the sight of him pisses me off. Someone talking about Stephen Jones. Just the sight of him pisses me off. I can hear his stupid ass voice, and it just pisses me off. The thought of him pisses me off. I despise this man down to the very blood cell in his body. The day he croaks will be the national. Damn, this man going ham on Stephen Jones. Burgers, and blitzes. Like, who are you? Then we got over here. Who is that? Is he literally picking his nose? How would I just Now it's like the picture don't even exist. No, it's like it don't even exist. Turned into a Rob Gronkowski picture. They're talking about the Broncos or a spot where Rob Gronkowski might consider returning to. Stay retired. Yes, Micah. Yes. Take them. I don't care. But you're not supposed to mess with my stuff on my desk. Scouting combine for the Bills. Oh, what's the point of doing all this? Karma strikes back. This thin-skinned cop gets a taste of his own medicine. What?
Oh, Dad! Dad!
What?
Dad!
Yeah. Here. You need to chill out. It's bedtime. Alright, so I think that's most of what I've found on X right now. 20 days this week, Cowboys to get Mike a new deal. Yeah, it's taken too long to get Mike a new deal. All right, what does it say? Terrence Steele can excel under OC Clayton Adams and O-line coach Connor Riley. Obviously, we got Terrence Steele signed. I think he's going to play much better in this system with Clayton Adams. Clayton has watched all of his tape. Okay, we heard those talks before. Ooh, somebody got Stephen Jones looking wild. Frog back. All right, yes. All right, come on. You need your bottle? Right, 1 second, guys. What up, Miss Pittsburgh? What up, 11 prods? What it do? What it do? Be right back. 1 second. You gotta chill out. Alright, here. Alright, so let me get back in this other video. Probably gonna be wrapping up here shortly. But what's good? What's good? 11 and Miss Pittsburgh. That game on tonight? That game's not on tonight, is it? You being a chatterbug tonight, boy. Cooper Beebe's changing positions. Terrence Steele has no competition. This is something that we know. I was saying we need to hear what Michael Irvin said about Dak 1 hour ago. Attack on Dallas Cowboys. The Lakers are on right now? Damn. I agree with what he's saying here. Michael Irvin has been going kind of buck wild because they didn't hire Deion Sanders, and he's been getting very upset. And he's been saying some pretty wild things. Let's see if I can't play it.
Intervention for that man to have a good season with the Cowboys.
But when he takes up Brian Schottenheimer, he's lighting it up the wall. And then he gives him that position, and he does something great. You yourself will say, it must have been God. Damn well know it. Schottenheimer.
Now, it seems like he's ready to move on from Dak, but you won't believe what type of quarterback he wants instead of a Dak Prescott. Let's get into this as we react to this speak clip featuring the playmaker. Oh, my goodness. Subscribe for more Dallas Cowboys content. And enough is enough, Mike. Enough is enough. Now, before we get into this, I just kind of want to set this up with what the conversation is actually about. Stephen Jones at the NFL Combine said that the Dallas Cowboys would, in fact, be in business for looking for a new quarterback in this year's draft. Now, I have my thoughts about what Stephen Jones was actually meaning by that.
Yeah,
let's go ahead and take a listen.
Yeah, he means that we're looking for a backup. We have no backup quarterback. Dak Prescott has signed for a 4-year contract. He's got 3 more years. What else would he be meaning? Michael Irvin must be clueless
to what the playmaker has to say about it.
And they were talking about trying to really find another Dak in the sense that we're going to find it in the later rounds. You know, Dak's 4th round draft pick. But this time around, I want them to go in a direction where this time I want you to give me a real run.
Okay, so here's the first thing that I'm noticing about this whole dialogue right now. Michael Irvin is talking as if the quarter.
I think for these shows, Speak, Undisputed, all these shows, I think Michael Irvin be selling some entertainment to people. during these shows. That's kind of my opinion. I don't think none of it's his real opinion.
The fact that they're about to draft is going to see the field during his rookie contract, because unless Dak Prescott just completely pisses the...
Because you know he has conversations with people in Dallas. So some of this has to be just like kind of in the wind.
Man, you're not going to see whoever they're drafting right now. Whoever they're drafting is essentially just going to be your backup quarterback, and he's taking the place of a Cooper Rush, of a Trey Lance, which we now know the Cowboys plan to let Trey Lance go in free agency, which effectively means we wasted that fourth-round pick, by the way.
We
But
definitely
we know
wasted
that the Cowboys...
We definitely wasted that fourth-round pick, and we wasted this year's fourth-round pick on Mingo, but we'll see what he turns into this year.
It's going to be without a backup quarterback, so the guy that they're drafting is literally going to be there for the purpose of being a real backup. You're not looking at this guy as the potential future quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. At least, in my opinion, you shouldn't be, because honestly, this isn't the draft to get your next franchise quarterback, especially in the later rounds. Hell, even the top of the draft quarterback-wise is kind of weak compared to past seasons.
We've already established now that Jalen Hurts has shown you a new way to win a Super Bowl. Now I want you to go, that was a quarterback that can run. Yes, I want you to go find me a fourth-round quarterback that's a running quarterback.
Whoa! What are we talking about?
He's trying to go look to find a Dak replacement. Dak used to be able to run. I want you to go find me a fourth-round quarterback that can run, that's a running quarterback.
Mike, what are we talking? I know you're not talking about spark plug Hurts. I know you're not talking about colonoscopy Hurts. I know you're not talking about the most easily changeable piece on an entire Philadelphia Eagles roster that you could bring in anybody else and probably accomplish the same exact thing as Jalen Hurts just did with that roster this past season.
Facts. Jalen... I don't even think Jalen should have won the MVP. I think the defense should have. Many of quarterbacks in the NFL could have did what Jalen did with his team.
Hey, whoa! You're talking as if Jalen...
That team is completely stacked.
Hurts was one of the main factors as to why that team won. We saw why that team won.
You need to be chilled out.
Dominated. That was one of the most dominant Philadelphia Eagles rosters. One of the most dominant NFL rosters that we've seen in a very long time. Hold on. Hold on, playmaker. Why are we acting like Jalen Hurts was some type of messiah out there on the football field? Whoa, violation.
Not a quarterback that can run, but a running quarterback. Ooh, Mike, you're so good at this thing. I'm going to go.
And then he compliments himself. Ooh, Michael, you're so good at this thing. Michael, you know what we had to worry about you when you were a Cowboy? Remember all that partying you did, Michael? Remember all that extracurriculars that you did, Michael? Are they coming back to your brain cells? Because you're acting like you ain't got none. Come on now, Michael.
Find me a Jalen Hurts. Of course you do. Right, that's what I'm saying. Because now
Whoa! You want to go find you a Jalen Hurts? This makes no sense to me. So, Mike, which one is it? Because first you were mad at Jerry Jones because you said he wasn't doing enough to help his team. Now you're saying instead of an all-pro quarterback who has mastered the position way better than a Jalen Hurts who plays the quarterback position way better than a Jalen Hurts. Now you're saying instead of having that type of quarterback, you want to go backwards and regress and pay a quarterback who's capable of actually doing less than a Dak Prescott type of quarterback, and he's getting paid around a similar amount of money as a Dak Prescott. It's not like Jalen Hurts is on a discount budget deal. Jalen Hurts is getting paid $50+ million a season. Hold on, man.
Right?
Hold on, Mike.
Right?
What are we doing here, bro? What are we?
Attack on Dak ain't lying.
What are we doing here? Why are we talking about we want a QB like a... I am sorry. You shouldn't...
I damn sure don't.
Never be trying to draft to find a QB like a Jalen Hurts. You should be trying to draft to find the best QB possible.
You should be trying to find a Joe Burrow or a Josh Allen.
Definitely not one like a Jalen Hurts. Definitely not one that's extremely limited. Definitely not one that can't get past his first read without absolutely having a panic attack. Definitely not one that if he didn't have the Monstars, an all-star squad of players playing.
I think he's going a little more ham on Jalen Hurts than I necessarily would. But the point is still there and still valid.
around him would be probably getting replaced in Philadelphia. Definitely not a Jalen Hurts type, bro. Look, Jalen Hurts is a great.
Jalen Hurts can't even get Nick Foles' statue taken down.
Story. Spark Plug Hurts is a great story. And in case y'all don't know, I call Jalen Hurts Spark Plug Hurts because he's like a spark plug in a car, bro. That Eagles team is a fancy vehicle, and all he is a spark plug, something that's easily replaceable, and it's honestly a very, very cheap repair.
Hey, I have to agree.
That's what Jalen Hurts is, bro. He's easily replaceable for what the Philadelphia Eagles are asking their quarterback to do. This is more indicative of the system that the Eagles are running. This is more indicative of the play.
Why you feel bad for betting against Dallas?
That Howie Roseman has put on that Philadelphia Eagles team.
That's usually a easy win.
This is more indicative of the Eagles being a grade A example of what it means to dominate the line of scrimmage, man.
That is the Eagles' strong suit. Defensive line, O-line, they dominate the trenches. Always have, or at least for the most recent years.
It's nothing to do with finding a quarterback like a Jalen Hurts so you can achieve that type of success. Mike, are you saying that if Jalen Hurts was on the Dallas Cowboys, they would have won a Super Bowl? Is that what you're saying, Mike? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying, man. And that don't make no sense.
You're
bro.
right.
I can't let that slide.
You're
now,
right,
Mike,
brother.
Now, Mike,
you ain't lying.
Mike, I noticed that Booby Taylor. I noticed that Jugs McGee ain't on the set. I don't know where she been. I haven't been keeping up to speed. I noticed that she ain't on the set. So I know that they needed a daily ding-dong for the day. I hope you didn't raise your hand to be the daily ding-dong and volunteer to give a take like this one. Because this is horrendous, bro. I can't lie to y'all, bro. Michael Irvin has been tripping this offseason. Now, I get it, man.
I definitely agree with that. He said some crazy-ass shit so far this offseason, and it's been wild. Michael Irvin's gone quite loopy this offseason. Some of his takes I've kind of agreed with, but some of them are like quite a far reach.
Man, we all been frustrated. He probably frustrated because the Cowboys didn't hire his best buddy at Deion Sanders. But
Just
Mike,
like I said,
we can't let stuff like this slide, man. You out of control, brother. Looking for a quarterback like a Jalen Hurts is nasty work. And just having the Jalen Hurts on your team is not going to be the determining factor of winning a Super Bowl. Let's cut it out, bruh. Let's cut it out.
I agree.
Hey, man, I cannot believe.
I agree. All right, and shout outs to Attack on Cowboys, man. If y'all want to go see that video, go check it out on his page. He does some great content. Obviously, Cowboy content, but man, it's just crazy. Some of the shit we've been hearing from this mainstream media. That's how you know that they don't even know what they're talking about half the time in mainstream media. They just be talking, and it'd be wild. Cinnamon roll down. What up, OG? I think the media part of it is right now. I think it starts Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, excuse me. I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. See? This is it right here. Trey Lance turned down the Cowboys and is betting on himself. That's what I said. Why are other people talking about, like... Now, from what I'm hearing in the front office, is he turned it down. Why are other people acting like, oh, it just didn't work? No, don't lie about it. Marker, who is exactly the Cowboys need to... Jonathan Allen has 1 year remaining on his deal for the Commanders and may not be staying with the Commanders. Jonathan Allen could easily become a Cowboy. I would love to take Jonathan Allen as a Cowboy. Oh, that's because Genty ain't trying to have it's because Genty doesn't want to run the 40-yard dash. He's not your fastest running back, and he doesn't want that to hurt his draft stock. Some players do that so that it doesn't hurt their draft stock. But it could also, if he happens to show out, it could also help his draft stock. But he's the top third. He's in the top 5 ranked players, so his stock is where he wants it. Y'all talking about Kyrie Irving being a horrible person? That's crazy. But yeah, it's so that it doesn't hurt his draft stock, or so that he don't get hurt trying to do that, and be a problem coming into training camp. Deion Sanders was one that did the same thing. I think he came though and actually ran the 40 and then dipped. So yeah, it's not a new thing. Some players choose to do it and some don't. And Mel Kiper thinks he is top 10 too rich for Ted McMillan. All right, so I'm gonna listen to a video Law Nation Sports put out. Shout out to Law Nation. If you want to hear this or go watch this video, you can go watch it on his channel, as I don't own the rights to it.
Oh, wait, the reality of it, man, if this happened, this is a situation and scenario that you got to run to the podium and go grab him. Because Mel Kiper thinks that Ted will fall in between the 12th or the 22nd pick. Come on with it. I can't make this stuff up.
You're talking about a guy put up the numbers. Now, we talk about contested. That's against college corners. Most of those guys.
All right, so I saw him ranked on Daniel Jeremiah's board at like 15, and then there was another board that he was ranked 21.
Aren't going to be in the NFL. In the NFL, will he be as effective in those types of situations against the best in the world? That's still to be determined. That's why for right now, there's a range for Tedero McMillan for T-Mac. Does he go in round 12 to Dallas? Top 10's a little rich right now when you talk to people in the league.
He said little rich. Shoot.
I would take him in the top 10.
Let him fall to the 12th spot.
I'll take him at 12.
I know. I've been talking about Ashton Genty. Even my guy, Foots the King, been talking about Ashton Genty. And Genty will bring us plenty.
Facts. Ashton Genty would be great.
I get all of that. But by this being what they say, a large and a big running back class. Why?
All right, so with this being a large running back class, my opinion on that settlement is there are 2 running backs. Henderson, or whatever the North Carolina boy's name is, and Genty can probably cover up for some negative O-line play. Everybody after them, I feel like you need to have a solid O-line for them to be at their best. I think Genty and Henderson. What is this boy's name? Where's my book? So I don't butcher this boy's name. Running backs. Omarion Hampton. That's the boy's name. Hampton. Hampton and Genty are the best 2 running backs in the class. I think they are a step above these other running backs. The Dylan Sampsons, the Devin Neals, the Nick Singletons, the Krishawn Jenkins, the Travion Hendersons. the Scattaboo, the Ali Gordon, the Taj Brooks, the TJ Sanders. I think they are a class above them. And I think they can cover for not for some negative O-line play. Where the other guys, I feel you need to have some solid O-line play for them to be as productive. They may get you the 4 yards or whatever, they'll be serviceable. But for them to hit the home runs, I think you need to have the O-line. I think Genty or Omarion Hampton can hit big plays with or without.
Not go grab Ted. Come on with it. Because if a lot of people be listening to Mel Kiper, which a lot of people do, by the way.
You misunderstand him, Messi. There's more to it than that, brother. He's a day 3. I think Dylan Sampson, either late day 2 or day 3. Early day 3,
and
late
fool
day 2.
around and let Ted slide to us.
Third round.
Come on with it. Let's get it.
12 to Dallas. If they take a running back
Or late
receiver,
second
he would have to be in the mix if they go wide out. Does he get down to 22 to the Chargers in that area? So somewhere 12 to 22 right now is the range, not necessarily top 10 when you have those conversations with the NFL. So it's going to be really interesting with Tedero McMillan and really this wide receiver class in general field.
I think what the if you're talking about Doge, I think what this is now political sidebar. If you're talking about Doge in the chat, I think them cutting the waste that we have wasted our taxes on, us taxpayers, that the stuff that we still have potholes in our roads in our cities and stuff like that. I think that should come back. I think a portion of that should come back, and then the rest of it, 80% of it's going to go to the overall debt. With $35 trillion or $36 trillion in debt. But we've been that way. They were that way when they gave that money out, Noah. We were this far in debt when we gave that money out to begin with. We've always been in debt. And we're going to start using our oil reserves. There's going to be other ways. The IRS is going to be abolished. It's going to be called the ERS from what I'm understanding. And me, as someone who's been paying taxes 20 plus years now, and my taxes not going to the things that they should to help our country thrive, help our veterans, help build our cities back better. They're going to these other countries and doing all this nonsense. That's a waste of our tax dollars. I'd like to get some of that back. I think and that'll help stimulate the economy. Because tax returns are also going to be a thing of the past because they're going to abolish the IRS.
Not nearly as highly regarded as what we've seen of late. You're talking.
But yeah, our debt's been. They didn't worry about our debt when they gave all those trillions of dollars out. They didn't worry about our debt when they gave all those billions of dollars and hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars out. They didn't worry about them then. And we're the only. The office now is the only one that's concerned with dropping that debt. Previous offices weren't considering even thinking about dropping that debt. All they did was grow to it. So the debt is going to start dropping now. But the tax-paying Americans that had their money wasted should receive some of it. What up, James? Welcome back. What up?
Now,
Chiefs on top. What it do?
Come
what
on
it do?
with
Let me crack your cranium and
Blessed night, James.
brain. The reality of it is.
But yeah, after that, I'm
run
done
to
with
that
politics.
podium.
I just had to jump on
And
that
if
a
you
little
can't
bit.
run, you figure out how to slap somebody else on the backside and have them to run to that podium. And you hear this sweet chime for your mind. Oh, yeah, that sweet chime for your mind should be Tet. And you fool around and get that. I get it. People
I think Ted McMillan and CeeDee Lamb would be dangerous.
suck at drafting, and that's just for what it is. Shout out to my guy Voch Lombardi. But if the Dallas Cowboys fool around and get Ted, now I'm thinking of different dimensions for this team. You can still have Jonathan Mingo, right? You don't have to throw him off, but you can look at it like I got Ted, who's going to be on the outside and still slide him inside occasionally, but he's going to.
I like the fact that with Tet or Luther Burden, really, we could slide him or CeeDee Lamb into the slot or on the outside. I think those are threats, and especially with the offense that they're talking about that we're going to be running more of. I think that that's beneficial to be able to use both of them. You don't know who's going to be the slot. I like that.
Primarily be on the outside. You still got C Dangerous Lamb, who's going to do his thing, of course, and whoever.
There you go, Carnage.
Maybe your running back. Maybe you get a Omarion. Maybe you get a Caleb, or maybe you go get another running back, Scatterboo, in the later rounds. You know, for those who love scat.
I would like for the Cowboys to trade back, get Omarion Hampton in a later pick, like the 20th pick, and pick up an extra third or a fourth round pick. That would be dope.
Scatterboo. But there could be a situation and scenario that now when you line up under center and you say, yeah, here we go.
Or take Genty at 12. I'd take Tet McMillan at 12. I'd take Luther Burden at 12.
Here we go, you know, and you drop back.
There's only 3 players that I would trade up for, and that would be Travis Hunter. That would be, which I think he's more of a cornerback, and that's not a hole we're really wanting to fill in the first or second round, I don't think. I don't think they're going to use him as a wide receiver, so it'd really be Abdul Carter or Mason Graham. Other than that, I wouldn't trade up for nobody.
For one, the whole notion of him going up against your number 1 DB.
And what you're going to have to give up to go for Abdul Carter is going to be insane, because you damn near got to be the number 1 pick to guarantee you're going to get him. Because he could go at 1, he could go at 2, 3, he could go anywhere. He's a threat to go to any team.
Well, your number 2 DB is voided because Lamb.
Oh, he very well could go crazy. I think Omarion Hampton could go just as crazy. Omarion Hampton and Genty, to me, are like this. All the other running backs, though, are like down here. All right, so like, here's the floor of the level. You got Omarion, and then you got Genty. So they're like close in this tier. Everybody else is down here below this tier. Everybody else is below that tier.
I'm going to require for those to roll coverage his way, right? For those who try to figure out, okay, this man got 2-way goals. I got to put either my best slot nickel on him corner, or
I love Al Harris. I think he's a great DB's coach. I think he'll make a great defensive coordinator one day. I would have loved to have kept him. The man Ben Johnson got a real one. Ben Johnson's got a real one.
I got to make sure that the safety over the top rolls his way. With Ted, now all of a sudden, you got the one-on-ones to the outside, manipulating the situation. And you fool around and bring run game in here because run game still should be available somewhere around the way in this draft, right? Whoo, baby. We back on the wagon, baby. You know, I ain't never left the wagon, but for those who did, they gonna say, hey, Law, let me get on, dog. Let me get on. I'll let you back on, right? But I just like Ted. I like his game. He may not run a 4-4, 4-3, but the guy can pull the ball out of the sky. He can catch the contested catches. We were able to see him go up against Hunter and all of those boys, right, who will be considered a NFL quality kind of caliber of DB, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I'm looking at everything from A to Z, and now we got us another dominant wide receiver, maybe.
I like that thought process that Law Nation is putting out there. I'm not going to play this whole video. If you guys want to go see this video, Law Nation Sports, shout outs to him. Nothing but the best. very great Cowboys content creator. But yeah, we're gonna get back over here.
Only have a couple guys under contract, including former undrafted free agents and Mozzie Smith.
Really weird spot. Where if it ain't Osa, it's got to be somebody, and it's going to have to be a combination of somebody.
It got to be somebody in when you go to Jared Allen or.
Yeah, I'm not going to continue to watch that episode. Y'all be acting a fool. What up, Sports Clips? Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of them. But to me, Omarion Hampton and Genty are top tier. Everybody else is just below that tier. Like they're close, but I think Omarion Hampton and Genty can cover up for having, some poor O-line play, where the other ones, I think that they're only going to hit big plays or explosive plays if you have the O-line to help them. I don't think they can do it as naturally as Omarion Hampton or Genty can do. But yeah, guys, it's been a great night. My phone is about to die. So tomorrow we'll be off, but Thursday I'll come back on. I'll try to be a little earlier with that video. I know I came a little bit later. I had to, my neck was bothering me, and I had to put the heat pack on it, and I had to put the little, I had to sit there and work out my neck with this and the heat pack before the show. My neck was bothering me. I could barely turn my head. So yeah, sorry I was a little later tonight, making it an 8:30 show instead of an 8 o'clock show, but we'll be off tomorrow. We'll definitely have a show on Thursday though, so stay tuned with us. Make sure y'all tap in. Hopefully everybody has a blessed night and make tomorrow great on purpose. We'll see y'all Thursday. Stay blessed. Stay up.